everybody? This is J Rod the drummer. Now, you saw the tour of my drum set that I've been using for my church. So I'm going to show you the other drum set that I use in the church. I dubbed it the street drum setup. Now, the reason I dubbed it that way was because inspired me by one of my favorite percussion groups, Street Drum Corps, and I never thought they actually made something like that happen, but I decided to try it, and it felt natural the way it works. And I only use this majority of the times on Tuesday service, but on maybe 25% of the time I use it on Sunday service. But I'm going to give you a tour exactly what I got. Check that out. The street drum setup. Now, it's very small, simple to use while I'm standing. Now, you're probably wondering how the hell you play without the bass drum or hi-hat. Well, I kind of been adapting to new methods. So, let me show you what I got. Basically here, this is a 16 by 16 Legion drums. That's more like a beginner's kit. But what I love about this one, it gives a bass drum sound. Like, let me show you. I use like a bass drum as well, but I also use fill in as toms. Now that works perfectly. Now for snare, I've been using this, which is the Remo Rhythm Pal, which is one of the latest products that Remo made. Basically, it's like a bucket, but mostly used for street performers. The lid itself comes off, and underneath it, there's like a snare clip. Now let me see if I can pull it out for you. Hold on a minute. See? Lid comes off, and presto, the snare clip. So what you do, you paste it right there, and then you got a snare drum. So I use that for fills as well. That's for the now. You're probably wondering, what's with the bucket? Maybe I already have one. You see, I have another bucket holding it, but it kept the size perfectly. Now this bucket is very interesting. I decided to experiment a little bit. Now, some slow songs I have to use the rim shots, but I don't have it on this. It's impossible. So I found another method. So let me show you. So I've been using it. Let's see one more time. Yeah, but I also use the bucket for other occasions, like bass drum on the middle part. Watch. It gives me like a drum set sound, like think of it as like a drum machine type, but it works. So I can go like. Same thing with the tambourine, I can go. So I use the tambourine as well when it comes to doing things like for slower songs and all, or anything else. Whatever, it depends on whatever song I'm using. So there's that. Let me show you also the Octo snare cajon. Now I've been using this as like a side when I play soul songs only. Now the way I'm attaching this, I'm using this, came from the snare stand, which is the PDP, or the Pacific Drum and Percussion. So I use this part to attach it on this cymbal stand, which is from a Ludwig. That's from one of those spare cymbal stands from another drum set. So I've been using that temporarily until I get an actual one of those concert snare drums. But it works perfectly, so I've been using it. On this side, I had an attachment right here, a cup holder where I drink and sip water, so I used that. Now for cymbals, I kept them limited. So I'm using of course, a Zabian B8 medium crash, a 16-inch, a Zabian B8 China Splash, which is a 10-inch, of course, the Wuhan, the 12-inch. But those have been limited. But I decided to expand more. Over time, I've been thinking about I need to make some changes. Like, for example, what do I need to changes on this setup? For example, I want to get rid of this drum set. And I'm thinking about getting a LP street can, one of those drums that look like street cans. You see them, Street Drum Corps has been using, so I'm planning to use that. Thinking about getting rid of the skin on this one, the top lid, and get another one, which is a snare lid, that is a clear one like this, but with the dot in the middle. So that one sounds an actual snare, so I'm gonna get that one. Now here's the kicker I'm planning to do. I'm gonna get rid of all the cymbals on this thing, put newer ones. Now the cymbals I want to get is the new models from Pace, the 900 Color Sound series. Now there's those colors that came out is black, red, blue, purple, and bronze. But for this setup, I decided to go purple. So I'm gonna keep the same set of symbols like the purple here, and also here. But I'm gonna keep that one to a 14-inch china. That way it makes it better because I don't think a bigger size is gonna make a big noise here. Now I'm gonna add additional cymbals. I'm gonna add here on this general area, more like another, like a splash, a 10-inch, I think. And also on this general area where I'm at right here, I'm thinking of putting also a 12-inch splash, all purple from Paste. Now the sticks I've been using are limited on this one, so I'm using the head drum sticks, the Travis Barker stick, and the multi-rods. So that's how it is for this one. So this one's a very fun kit to use. So I kind of tried every song on this one. So people say, is it hard? I'm like, it is hard, but you just got to practice to it, like adapt to it. Like, for instance, like if you try to see if you can use the bass drum, the floor tom disc as a way to keep time to it, but it will adapt. So listen to some basic songs like Kiss or Metallica or whatever, see if that works, or play a pop beat or something. But it works for me, and I'm grateful to do that. And so practically I've been using this setup for about a year now. Over time I've been changing it, but now the extreme makeover, the plans, all of that, so it's going to be better once I'm done with this. But yeah, so that's basically the street drum setup on this one. So this is J-Rod the drummer. See you guys later.